Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Well, Halloween is finally here. And what better way to celebrate than with the game that me and my cousins, Casey and Travis, first played back in October 1993. Today, I want to talk about Zombies Ate My Neighbors for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. So roll that intro. So just like any other Friday night at that time, I would jump off the bus, run home, walk into the house, turn on some Nickelodeon to try to catch some episodes of Rocko's Modern Life. As I'm sitting there waiting for a commercial to hit so I can go grab a snack, I see a commercial for a game that I had never seen before. One that I was immediately interested in because it had 2-player co-op and it looked like a blast to play. Plus, it had zombies and monsters in it. I'm talking about a game called Zombies Ate My Neighbors. So let's check it out.
They're coming to your neighborhood.
You're not the pizza guy.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors! Now playing on Sega Genesis and Super NES. A 55-level feeding frenzy of time-cut creature features. Fending off bee-moving maniacs with your weed whackers, exploding soda pop, and Uzi squirt gun. Save the neighbors! Or they're dead meat. Zombies Ate My Neighbors! From Konami.
As soon as I got done seeing the commercial, I rushed over, picked up the home phone. Yeah, remember those home telephones? Anyway, and gave my cousin Casey and Travis a call because I had to tell them about the game that I had just seen. As we're talking, my cousin Casey tells me to call a video store to see if it's available to rent. So I called them up, and luckily they had one copy in for the Super Nintendo because the game out on the Genesis also, but my rental store only had the Super NES version. So when my mom got home from work, I begged her for the $3.25 so I could rent it for 2 days. I jumped on my bike, rode down to the video store. Long story short, this game was insanely fun. One of the best co-op games for the Super Nintendo, and I stand by that. So I thought this game would be a perfect candidate for weekend rentals. Zombies Ate My Neighbors is a run-and-gun game published by Konami for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis in 1993. 1 or 2 players take control of the protagonists, Zeke and Julie, in order to rescue their neighbors from tons of different types of monsters and aliens often seen in different types of horror movies. As you progress through the game, there's a variety of different weapons and power-ups that can be attained to use to battle the crazy enemies in each level. Various elements and aspects of horror movies are referenced in the game, and believe it or not, some of the game's more violent content was actually censored in different territories, such as Europe and Australia, which I didn't know about until recently, but here in the States, we got the original version. You can also collect a ton of different weapons to defend yourself with, such as Uzis, water guns, bazookas, weed whackers, explosive soda cans, ice pops, tomatoes, silverware, dishes, ancient crucifixes, flamethrowers. It's an insane game. It's incredibly over the top, but extremely addicting at the same time. When I was playing it, I found myself just wanting to beat the next level, and then the next level, and then the next level. I never got tired of it. Each stage is different, a ton of different bosses, tons of different enemies, and just an overall fantastic game. The 2-player co-op is a must in this game. It adds to the replayability immensely. Now I can't sit here and go through all 55 stages, but basically you start out with just the basic water gun, and you're trying to rescue your neighbors throughout the entire level. There's also zombies and different enemies that are trying to kill the neighbors also, and you have to rescue them all before you can move on to the next level. This game is pretty fun, but it's very long. You definitely have to do some grinding in this game, but playing the 2-player co-op mode is extremely worth it. This game was made for 2 players. Everything in this game tries to kill you, and I mean everything. Some of the enemies in this game are so relentless, they'll never stop chasing you until you complete the level. As I was recording footage for this review, I started to think back about that weekend and all the fun we had playing this game. It really gives me such an awesome feeling inside. This game is incredibly fun. Plus, it has a pretty nifty password system, so you can actually pick up on the level that you left off on, because this game is not a game that many people can finish in one sitting. And I can't believe I've talked this entire review so far and haven't mentioned the music in this game. In my opinion, it's one of the best soundtracks on the Super Nintendo. Just creepy music that's perfect for Halloween time and fits the game perfectly. And a very unique thing about the 2-player in this game is that it happens on the same screen. You don't have split screen 2-player. You both are on one screen at the same time, so you really have to work together if you want to get all the neighbors out without them dying. There's a little mini map in this game also that helps you find some of the survivors and kind of shows you where you need to go, because the level is kind of sprawling. And there's certain things that are in the way, like brick walls that you have to use trampolines to jump over the wall, or you jump in a pool to save a guy on a raft. There's just little things like that you have to work together on. You have to find keys to open certain doors to save certain survivors. I mean, it's actually pretty in-depth, and they really thought about this a ton when they were making this game. Unfortunately, if you're wanting to play this game today, the cartridge is still pretty affordable. For about 20 bucks, you can get this game on eBay, and you will not regret it. It's one of the best co-op games for the system, and one that is often overlooked when people have the conversation of best co-op games for the Super Nintendo. On the rare occasions that I have friends come over, this is one of the games that we actually love to play. The only downside I can say about this game is that the last boss is kind of lackluster. He's pretty easy to beat, but that's okay. The game's still overall really good. And when you do happen to beat it, it's kind of cool. You go through the office building rescuing survivors, but when you walk up to them, a little text bubble appears above their head and actually says the names of the people who made the game. So you'll see programmers and editors and all that stuff that are actually represented at the end of the game. So it's kind of cool to just run around and rescue them all, and it has their real names in there. Pretty cool. But I would say, if you do get this game, give it a couple levels to get a hang of the controls and the mechanics of it. And then after that, you'll be having a blast in no time, playing it solo or hopefully with a buddy how it was intended to be played. Plus, if you collect this game complete in box, there's an incredibly rare box variant on this game that I've only seen one time in my whole life. It's extremely rare, so if you do have it, consider yourself very lucky and do not sell it, because the value of that box and the rarity of it is only going to go up from here on out. Well, that's Zombies Ate My Neighbors for the Super Nintendo. Such a great 2-player run-and-gun co-op game. One of the best on the system. If you have any memories of this one, leave them down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, keep on reminiscing, baby. Oh yeah, one more thing. Happy Halloween 2020.